Welcome to KocoSports. I am the huge one kid idiot Dave Koco from Wrestle AM Podcast on YouTube, KocoSports, wherever you find your podcast needs. This is an AEW Dynamite review. We're asking you win, loss, or tie. What did you think of it? And we are joined by Wrestle AM's very own SidsLight. Sid, say hello to the children out there.
What's up? Hello, children. Just so you guys know, he didn't count the one, even though we're doing a podcast where he controls the record button, so there's no reason not to say the one. It won't get caught by the audio. You control the button.
I got a new jaw for the second time. Hopefully this one doesn't break.
Yeah, hopefully this one skips the ones.
Exactly.
Stop skipping the ones, I mean.
And also, I'll be live on twitch.tv tomorrow for the first time ever at KocoSports. Make sure to check it out. Also, happy birthday to Rant and Review. Wrestling Ranted's birthday. That's why I'm wearing a Baltimore Orioles hat. All right.
Also, I want to just repeat what he said. He'll be live tonight if you're not in Japan.
Tonight, yeah, that's true. How about after this? After Impact Wrestling, 10 p.m. Eastern, I make my return. We're thinking a little UFC, WWE. Should be fun. Maybe I'll throw in a little AEW.
Expect him closer to 11.
Yeah. 10 to 11. 10 to 11.
Expect him at 11.
You know what happens?
Be ready. He may show up at 10.
You know what happens? I literally wake up at 8 going, I got time. And I see it's 9. I'm like, I got time. I see it's 9:30. I got time. And then I'm like, oh shit, it's 10:05.
That's why I can't do a schedule.
Yeah, it is tough. It is tough, my friends. All right. Win, loss, or tie. Sid, you go first. Hot tag to you. What do you think?
Even though I feel like I know the thing that is going to happen, I know the outcome, I'm going to say it's a win. An announcement from this show was enough that it got me to go back and watch like the last weeks. Because I hadn't watched wrestling for the last week since the last podcast, basically. But announcement from this show was enough to get me to go catch up on AEW entirely.
Yeah, and as far as I go, I give it a win. We did a video last podcast or podcast before where we said AEW, is it cold? Is it not cold? I think with as many pay-per-views as they had and losing CM Punk and being really unorganized, it feels like it's back on track. I thought this was the best AEW Dynamite for a while.
But also it felt like when Edge showed up, it became the Edge show for like a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even notice there was no Edge.
It does not feel that way right now.
Was there Edge there? I didn't notice.
There was Edge, but it wasn't just an Edge and Christian show.
Yeah.
Edge was like, he was in a backstage segment and stuff. Like, it wasn't
dominating. It wasn't, I start with Edge, I leave with Edge.
Yeah.
Edge is amazing.
Like, MJF being dominating on the show
makes sense. He's the champ.
Makes sense. He's the world champion of your big belt. Like, that, it makes sense for him to be tied into multiple threads. It doesn't make sense for Edge to show up and dominate the show like that. It just made it look bad before. So I'm glad. I feel like they fixed it. I feel like right now the show's in a really good spot. Yeah. Last week was good. This week was better, I think.
Yeah, and hopefully they keep that momentum going. Philadelphia, always a great city for professional wrestling of all levels and sizes. So overall, great. All right, I'm going to go over the matches, then we can go over the segments, and then we'll go from there. Dude, the first half hour was all MJF. MJF has like 8,000 different opponents, and it feels fucking great. Get rid of all the titles and have your champion in the middle of everything. I loved it.
I agree. I think it's the way that champions should be. Because for a long, like, I remember I would bitch about the fact that when CM Punk was carrying the fake MJF belt, MJF wasn't talking about it at all. And I'm like, you're supposed to care about your championship. And at the same time, while MJF was doing the buddy thing with Adam Cole, no one else cared about his championship, really. And that drove me nuts because I'm like, this is the main belt. And it's like it doesn't exist. It's like it's just a prop now.
Yeah.
But now it feels like it actually matters again.
Well, it feels like the champion matters. Hopefully the champion can be
the roster
fucking Bang Bang Gang, and the champion can have the champion. Dude, I even like commentary. They were trying to do the CM Punk FIP thing. And he's like, you know that saying? I'm not. Shut the fuck up. like, I don't know. Commentary was kind of at their throats. I think Tony Schiavone was about to walk. It was such bad chemistry. And here's the thing. Me and Sid, we've been on a lot of podcasts and watch parties where there's bad chemistry. what happens in bad chemistry is someone goes, "Oh, Jesus, can I get a fucking chance to talk?" And then everyone gets angry and it's silent for a few seconds. They did that on fucking national television. They did it on national television.
Yeah,
So,
I'm wondering if there's something going on with Shivani, because I know Shivani. There was that statement by Shivani where he asked Tony Khan to give him another chance on commentary, and that's when he got put on Collision. That he just wanted to do Rampage, but he got Collision, and it makes me wonder if maybe there is some sort of like chemistry issue with them at the desk. That is why Shivani usually isn't on Dynamite every week. I
yeah,
don't think he's on it every week, is he? I think he's
I don't
just
know.
there for like
He might be in all of them, but I have no idea. They rotate it so much, and there's
Yeah.
always so many. And Taz, even though I'm not always Team Taz, wrestler Team Taz, I am. Commentary and podcast Team Taz, that's a rough
He's
boat to
very
get
hit or
in.
miss. He's
Yeah,
either great or he's like, all right, Taz.
yeah, but he just shits on Collision all the time.
Yeah, he does.
He's just like, yeah, fuck that show. I was like, it's the same goddamn company. Taz is like, Team SmackDown for life. All right, so the first match is the Dynamite Diamond Ring match. MJF defeats Juice Robinson. I thought this was a great match. You know, I don't know, because I have a rule. I have a universal rule. If it's a non-title match, I have to give it a loss. But since it's for the ring, I don't think that counts as a
You
non-title
can't make
match.
the title go on the line for this one. For
Yeah.
this one, this is specifically for the ring. I think having the title on the line at the same time just creates a silly scenario. So I get it. I think having it just be for the ring's the right way. And I loved the finish.
Yeah, and overall, just a fun event. A lot of people running in. Also, teams coming out. Roderick was there. Do you remember when he was backstage and just pushed Roderick away? That was fucking gold.
Yeah, that shit killed me. When he's like, "Oh yeah, no problem," and leans in and just shoves Roderick's wheelchair off screen. Fucking Roderick, honestly, made me laugh so hard at like 2 or 3 points tonight.
You
When
know,
he's in the wheelchair with and he like uses the giraffe to send the kingdom forward, like his knights. Dude, there was something about that just had me laughing so hard.
you know what? And you know me,
It's so stupid.
I'm not a, I'm not as big of a comedy guy as you. I might even do a
love
segment on
comedy in
next
wrestling.
podcast in wrestling.
I love wrestling comedy, man.
It depends, like there's spots, but I feel like it was great. I think
Comedy wrestling done right
is
just
awesome.
such a perfect addition to the show because it breaks things up. It's lighthearted. It's the same reason you add jokes into action movies and stuff like that. It's a perfect addition when you can do it right.
I agree, but you also don't want to be the MCU, where it's like
Yeah.
joke, 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 joke. It's like, oh, did we just fucking lose our best friend for 20 years?
Or for
Let's
a
eat
better
waffles.
example, you want to have comedy, but you don't want to step on DDT's toes.
Exactly. But know what got me? It was the littlest fucking thing in the world, and it made me laugh so fucking hard. All right, Billy Gunn and the Acclaim and MJF are in the ring. They're signing out
Oh
who the
God,
partner
yeah,
is.
yeah, that got me, dude.
Dude.
I already know what it's gonna be. Go on. I think I know what it is.
So the whole time, Billy Gunn's like, "This is so fucking stupid," and then he's like,
Yeah, he
"Fine, if
does
we're
not
not gonna
give
be
a
a
shit.
partner, let's at least scissor." And then he goes and closes the scissor, and Billy loses his fucking mind.
Billy Gunn getting so mad was so good. I was like, he doesn't give a shit about anything, but you closed the scissor. And to him, that's like the worst thing. I think anyone, my tracking fucked up. Sorry. I think to him that was the worst thing anyone's ever done
Dude,
on AEW TV.
The-
Is close the scissors. I don't think I've seen him that mad on AEW TV yet.
him no selling it, him not caring, and just losing it was
God.
fucking perfect.
It was so good.
And of course, let's list off. Here's the thing. This is beautiful. A, get rid of titles. B, have your champion be the most important. Don't get rid of all titles. I say
Are you talking about
of.
the beautiful booking that was the whole end of this match, where it was just you had so many featured wrestlers and acts there, but it didn't feel like it was like all right. When they tried a similar thing with like Christian Cage, Bryan, Starks, and all them in the ring last week or the week before, it it didn't feel good. It felt like they were
I
trying
think
to
you
shove
need a
too many
champion.
people in there at once.
You need
But
a
this
champion
one,
out there.
it might be that because all the common thread was they all tied to MJF's championship.
Yeah, and on top
or to MJF.
On top of that, how many people are going after MJF? There's the Kenny Omega and them whispering the Weeks bitch back and forth. Fucking, that's awesome because that's how real athletes talk shit. Real athletes don't fucking cut promos. They just like walk by. Like.
Yeah, I'm super pumped for that match.
All right, so you got MJF and Kenny coming up, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. How is this not on pay-per-view?
Samoa Joe.
You got Samoa Joe. You got Wardlow. Jay White. I guess you could kind of say the
man has a lot of problems right now.
You got the Acclaimed. You got Roderick Strong, and I'm sure Adam Cole is going to be going for that title eventually.
Yeah.
And there's probably more. That's 7 people going for the championship at once, or 7
right now, but I don't.
What's that?
I know some people think the Adam Cole thing's a work, that he's not really injured, but I don't. If he wasn't really injured, I don't think they would have basically dropped the masked guy and the group thing. Like, they mention it, but they stopped using it, and I feel like that's because he got injured.
No, he's definitely injured. I mean, when WWE stars are going online saying, hey, man, even television, you had WWE stars going on television and be like, oh, my friend Adam, No,
that wasn't Adam Cole. That got debunked. Kevin Owens has a friend who got surgery that, like, same day or the day before. That's like a friend. That's like a small.
There's no way that he has 2 friends named Adam getting surgery the same fucking day.
No. Seriously, it was like I mean, Owens may have meant it both ways, but when people debunked it and showed that he had a legit close friend who was getting the surgery named Adam, who's like,
dude, don't be friends with Kevin Owens. That's what we're fucking learning here.
And named Adam.
Yeah, fucking Jesus Christ, Adams. Adam. Also, him coming down.
When Roddy was yelling, MJF, he's like, stop yelling. I am right here. What do you want? God, it's so good, dude. Roderick Strong, man.
But so many people...
I love that we're seeing comedy Roderick right now, and it's a totally new Roderick. It's so good.
Yeah. So right now, when it comes to the championship, and here's the thing, just for the love of God, give him his title back. For the love of God, never do that again.
Like that segment with Kenny.
Oh, it took it away from so much.
The ROH belt on his shoulder was such a distraction for me. And just, I wish he just didn't have the ROH belt or something. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, not that, but it felt even awkward for Kenny.
Title, but...
It even felt awkward for Kenny. It's like the belt that, I guess you should be wearing.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
It would have been great if Kenny would have tapped the belt and then been like, well, not that one.
Yeah. Listen, if your name's not Sal, CM Punk, or you work with FIP, we're done stealing titles.
Oh, he also has people after his tag titles, too. Like the Guns.
Yeah, the Guns. So, yeah, they're going to be in a match. And I wonder
if there were one more team I think he could 1v2 beat, I think it's probably the Guns. I think they'd have him beat the Guns 1v2.
I don't know.
Do I think they should? No. Do I think they would? Yeah.
So, overall, great opening. MJF. And I wasn't always an MJF guy. I was late to the party of MJF. But because I felt MJF had a lot of hype because he was stealing shit.
And I still say...
that's how
everybody does.
Yeah, but not to that point. That point was ridiculous. But now I think he's found his voice. I think he's found everything. And he's the full package. But I was late to the party on it. But I stick by... I'm not gonna pay for karaoke. That's my attitude. I ain't paying for karaoke. Come in there.
Where my favorite segment he did was the fucking Pennies from Heaven. That shit killed me. I loved it.
Was that the one where he sang?
Yeah, where he sang. Well, he sang twice. He also sang with Chris Jericho once.
I did like the Chris Jericho one. I didn't mean karaoke as in singing. I apologize. Let me make that clear. Karaoke as in like you're reading a script off someone else.
Oh, okay.
Like a cover band. I didn't mean to attack his singing skills.
Okay.
I meant more.
I love his singing segments. They're creative, original, and fun.
I don't remember the second one as much. I'll have to go back and watch
The
it on
second
YouTube.
one was Pennies from Heaven, and he just sings it while he's going down to the ring, and he fucking killed it.
Well, didn't
And
he
it
used to
was
do an
it was good.
opera and shit?
Huh?
I think he was like really into music. Didn't he do opera?
I know he used to sing, and like, it wasn't that why he was on Rosie O'Donnell, was because he
Yeah.
could sing as a little kid.
So MJF stock is rising through the roof.
Freakishly talented.
Next, you got Rob Van Dam. He has to at least be 87 years old, still wrestling in Philadelphia.
Also,
Absolutely
hold
amazing.
on, before we go to that, can I point out
Good.
I think this is the first time we've had a MJF versus Omega interaction really in this whole time, and I'm kind of amazed it's just going to a collision.
Well, I think you're right, because when we did the podcast of AEW Fave 5, check it out on KocoSports, the segment or the whole podcast. We were looking for a picture of them together and we couldn't find one on Google.
Yeah, I remember we couldn't. Yeah, you're right.
So maybe it's just Google in as accurate as it used to be, or these sons of bitches never locked horns.
I don't think they have. I think this is going to be the first time. I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a banger match, but I really am amazed it's going to be a collision match.
I know, but I think it also pops the ratings because you have to do it before the record's broken.
That's true.
You know, you can't be like, I'm here to defend my fucking streak. I broke that 6 months ago. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, I got you.
So you got Rob Van Dam, who looks amazing for 98 years old, and Hook. They defeat Dark Order. And anytime you can see Rob Van Dam in Philadelphia, it's the price of admission. I'm an ECW mark. And Hook wins with Red Rum. Like I said, I have a love-hate relationship with Taz. Taz being proud of his son in the ring, that shit gets me every time. You know, when he's like, that's how you fucking hook it in. That's a perfect submission. You know what I mean? I'm like,
I do like him on commentary for his son.
Yeah. So, overall, not bad. You got the ROH Six-Man Tag Team Championships. The Young Bucks and Hangman Page, sorry, defeat the Hardys and Brother Zay.
That was a fun match.
It was a fun match. I'm a bit of a Hardy hater, but overall, it was a fun match.
Because they just can't move like they used to.
And then that leads to a segment where there's a house invasion. And you always get to see young people complain and defend a company and then realize every company has done this storyline. I don't know how I feel about it. I was like, this is kind of creepy, but I think it was in a good way.
Like, they didn't, from what I remember, they didn't show the kid or anything.
I don't think so either.
It was just like, he went through the house at night. It was like, I liked it. It was really well done, I thought.
Yeah.
And dude, like, Swerve is such a good, like, cartoon villain right now.
Yeah. And I also I don't know, I just like the manager. I apologize. What's the manager's name?
Prince Nana.
Yeah.
Nana.
Yeah. I know who he is. I just had a fucking concussion moment.
Yeah.
Him saying, let's get the fuck out of here. I think added to it. It's like, he's like, because it felt like Prince Nana, King Nana, he was on board. And then he's like, this motherfucker's threatening a baby.
Yeah, he's like, this is going a little far. Let's go.
We got to get the fuck out of here.
The hype man realized he might have hyped himself into a bad place.
I don't know. I thought it was creepy, but in a good way. You know? It's like, damn, fuck. You know? So, yeah. It was an interesting situation. Next, you have the AEW Women's World Championship. I'm going to say something unpopular. All right, I like Sheeta. I also live in the same town as Sheeta. I've been a Sheeta fan for a while, you know. She's kind of a local hero where me and Bear used to live in Kawasaki, Kanagawa area. I was like, dude, there's no fucking way Ruby Soho's winning this. I'm just not a big fan of Ruby Soho. I don't know why. She hasn't won me over. I'm really glad Sheeta won.
Soho's look is what holds her back for a lot of people, but I think Ruby Soho is a really good wrestler.
I just haven't seen it yet, but I'm willing to change my mind. She's
put on some really good matches. I liked this match this week, honestly. I thought this was a good match.
I just wish.
But then again, Cheetah always has good matches, I feel like.
Yeah, and I also wish they didn't gimmick it up in the middle. I just think they don't have to do it. Like, there's spray paint and wire and all that shit. I don't know.
I didn't love it, but I didn't love the wire part, but I did kind of like the... I liked Cheetah's reaction to realizing she accidentally sprayed the title.
Yeah. And then, of course,
like where she was upset about that.
Timeless Tony Storm comes out, and I was like, oh, fuck. I don't know. I love Tony Storm, but I feel like this gimmick hides her talents, and that's why they did it.
I don't love the gimmick, but I love Tony Storm.
Yeah,
That
I love
said,
Tony Storm.
at least I had watched it on the international broadcast the other times with the commercials. Well, I watched it the American broadcast this time. So the silent commercials, I don't hate them anymore. The silent videos. Don't get me wrong, they're not for me, but they're playing them while commercials are going.
Oh, really? Yeah, international. They don't play them during commercials.
Yeah, they're in the picture. It's the picture-in-picture while the commercials
are that makes a lot more sense.
So I don't hate it anymore.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, okay, this is a clever use. Even if I don't love it, it's a clever use of that time window.
100%.
Just like with Sammy reading the signs and stuff while that was over, that was a clever use of it too. If you can keep coming up with clever ideas like that, I think you're on the money.
That is a million times better than the international feed. International feed, they just go to it.
Or like, pizza cut it. Pizza cutters during Papa John's commercials. That's the thing.
Hell yeah. Oh, man. It's so stupid.
It was one of those happy wrestling accidents that you just don't expect. And you're like, well, that's great.
Bryan Danielson and Claudio defeat Orange Cassidy and Okada. Bryan Danielson sells an injury, and Okada mocks him. Everyone runs down, sees it.
So they're definitely setting up for Okada versus Danielson at Wrestle Kingdom, right?
Most likely, but they're also adding a new pay-per-view. Another pay-per-view for AEW. So that could be that. Yeah, it could be World's End. Or it could be at Kingdom.
Okay, hear me out. I actually... Based off Tony tends to name shit after stuff. You know what I mean? Like, he usually has an idea with the first names when he first does the name.
Yeah.
I feel like World's End's going to be when MJF loses his title.
Kind of makes sense.
He's going to, at that point, he would have broken Kenny's record, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I could see him losing his title then.
I don't know. I was thinking we just get rid of Ring of Honor.
I mean, I'm not against that.
It's World End. All right, we're combining. There we go.
They won't do that, though.
No. Well, it's their NXT, and they're hoping that they can get more television deals. NWA got a television deal. Impact's trying to get a television deal.
Their NXT. He should hire someone else to book it if it's their NXT.
I mean, well, that's how the world sees it. I don't know if that's how he sees it.
I don't think he does. If he did, I don't think we'd have ROH people on TV all the time every week.
Yeah.
No, he's gotten better about it. He has gotten better about it.
And Ric Flair makes a surprise appearance on Wednesday's Dynamite. That was his gift. We were talking off air. I wish it was the Sting monster truck.
This though, to me, is the dumbest thing. How can you sit on Twitter pointing out that Vince McMahon, has sexual assault allegations and all that, and then turn around and trot out Ric Flair?
Yeah, because was Ric Flair found guilty of his charges?
I don't know if he was found guilty or if he just if he
But he's been accused a bunch.
Not working. The thing where you get accused, but you sign a deal with the person and pay him money so it goes away. That thing. My brain can't pull the word for it right now. I'm sorry.
Hold on. I got it right here. The legal term of that is called a Vince McMahon.
No. That's not a. It's not a.
I know what you're talking about, though. Yeah, you just work it outside of court.
Yeah. A settlement.
Yeah.
I think most likely it would have been settled. It wouldn't have went to court.
Yeah,
because he's Ric Flair.
But I mean, bad timing.
He has so many stories and everything. And the Dark Side of the Ring, he got canceled from wrestling after Dark Side of the Ring. You know how much you have to fuck up? Like we said it off air. You have to fuck up a lot to get canceled from wrestling.
Yeah, because people have short attention spans. People are more loyal to companies, and you just need to shut the fuck up, and people will freak. You know what I mean? All right.
I mean, you have Hulk Hogan banned for being a quote-unquote racist, which I don't disagree with necessarily. But how can you do that and then trot out Ric Flair?
Well, I always get a lot
Not
of
only that, but how can you gift a human as a gift? That's slavery.
I was thinking the same thing.
He gave him a rapist as a gift. Slavery and rapist.
Maybe that was part of the settlement.
Oh, that's true.
Part of the settlement. I don't know. I do find these WWE guys and a lot of these wrestlers being mentally weak. Ric Flair had "you hurt my feeling" edge look when Christian came out. Like,
Yeah, but Ric Flair's good enough that I think Ric Flair could have sold it. That I don't.
that's a
You know what I mean?
possibility. I just feel like a lot of these wrestlers are like, oh, I hate scripted promos. I want to shoot from the hip and go at it. And then as soon as they get their feelings hurt, they're like, all right, let's have a meeting with our agents. Let's talk about this.
I do love that aspect of AEW, though.
I think it adds to it. Even if it's not 100% shoot, you're questioning what's a shoot and not a shoot. And that's kind of a good thing in promos.
Not only that, but you get a lot more magic. Like, okay, so the flaw of having pre-scripted promos is you have limited voices. You like, so in a hypothetical scenario where your entire promotion is largely scripted by one team, all the voices are gonna kind of sound the same. You know what I mean? Like, they're all coming from the same minds. They're all gonna share common threads.
I mean,
if you take the wrestler out of the equation, then you're losing a core touch to the character that they are portraying. And I think by allowing them to ad lib or do their own mic work in ring, I just think that you're far more likely to see magic that way than you are the other way.
I got a joke that I feel guilty about, but I'm gonna fucking throw it out there anyway. It's just a joke. It's almost like you just steal someone else's personality and add "yeah" at the end, and you'll be fine. I didn't want to say that one because I like LA Knight, but you know what? Can't take it back now. But you do get some stinkers, like
Supper and Succotash. Oh, no, you mean stinkers from unscripted?
Yeah. It was MJF and the other fucking amigos. Oh, the Pillars. Yeah, the Pillars. Yeah, that unscripted was fucking.
The problem was only two of the Pillars can work on the mic.
Yeah, well, one and a half.
Yeah. I was gonna. No. My bad. In my head, I think of Ricky Starks as a pillar, but I forgot he's not counted as a pillar.
No.
But Ricky Starks, I consider as someone who can work on the mic.
I think so.
Sammy is. Oh, he's serviceable.
Yeah.
Darby, I think, is mediocre.
No.
And Jungle Boy, I think, is just. He's bad on the microphone. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I think Darby's the worst. I don't know.
Back.
I guess question of the day: who's worse in the promos, Darby or Jungle Boy? That's a tough one. You think it's Jungle Boy?
It's Jungle Boy.
Darby's pretty fucking hard.
It's Jungle Boy. It's close, but I'm giving it to Jungle Boy.
All right.
Because the thing is, sometimes when Darby talks on the mic, I'm like, okay, that's not bad. I can't think of a time when Jungle Boy has been on the mic on his own where I was, you know what I mean? Where I was like, okay, that's not bad. Usually it's like, geez, this guy, somebody say something for him.
You're like, let someone fill in. That's where you need managers like Ric Flair.
Yeah. I don't think he's coming back, by the way.
Ric Flair or Jungle Boy?
Jungle Boy.
I don't know.
It's been a while.
Yeah, but it might be him and CM Punk might be screwed for different reasons.
I don't think he comes back just because he cost Tony Khan his favorite wrestler.
Yeah.
I think that Tony Khan will hold that against him.
Well, and right now,
and he wasn't hot at the time that it happened.
Impact has a lot of hype behind it after the pay-per-view switching to TNA.
Mm-hmm.
WWE has a lot of hype going right now because Triple H is just hitting home run after home run after home run. Yeah. AEW had a bump in the road and now is back on track. So you have those three major North American companies doing pretty goddamn well. This is a bad time to be in a doghouse.
Yeah.
It's not like, because like sometimes when you're in a doghouse, like let's say it was during the John Cena, Randy Orton, Batista phase. By the way, during that phase is now considered good because propaganda works.
Wow.
Yeah, people consider John Cena a goat. Dude, I saw someone on Twitter, and I don't want to use names because I don't have that many followers. He was genuine. He thinks that John Cena's career. John Cena's career was more talented than Chris Jericho's, and I was like, dude, I don't fucking know.
No,
I have no idea how to fuck these people say this
no.
shit.
I do think for what John Cena was, I think John Cena was almost perfect for what they wanted him to be,
I guess.
which is a PR person and
Yeah.
a publicity guy. He
He,
was almost perfect.
yeah, for that stuff. He's improved since going to Hollywood.
Yeah. Moved merch,
Hollywood's
got
like,
him
yeah,
great
dude.
press, etc., etc. He did what he was supposed to flawlessly.
Dude, his propaganda and his marketing has gone up to a whole nother level. Absolutely
True.
stunning. But yeah.
But I do think it definitely hurt Jungle Boy that he was in a bad spot booking wise. He was on a heel turn by himself that nobody was really feeling when it happened. And I think that was, plus everyone else doing well, there's not the risk of him going somewhere because he wasn't showing anything worth stealing at the time.
Yeah.
And nobody needs him now.
Because, I mean, let's say CM Punk shows up at Survivor Series. You're going to get a pop. You're going to get people going, ha 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 ha, look, fuck AEW, ha ha ha, WWE. But then you're stuck with him. I don't think people realize that. Like, after the pop, you're stuck with him. Is he going to wrestle Cody? Is he going to wrestle fucking Seth? Is he going to wrestle Roman? He can't fucking hang with those guys.
How many years do you think he's going to put up with not being in one of the 2 main event nights for Mania?
I have no idea. Well, it might have been.
He
humbled.
might tolerate it the first year, but I guarantee you, if he's there for 2 years, that second year he's bitching.
Yeah, I mean,
He
UFC.
He got pissed about it before because he felt like he was entitled to main event a WrestleMania.
Yeah, but
there's no way he doesn't now.
In his defense, though, he was way more talented back then.
Yeah, but his ego's way bigger now. I think he'll expect the same sort of a treatment now.
So,
unless
we got a little off topic. Jungle Boy, this is a bad time to be in a doghouse. Just wrestling in general, it's a bad time to be in a doghouse. This collision we already talked about. This collision, Kenny Omega, MJF, gonna be fucking amazing.
Yeah, that's the announcement that got me really excited and got me to go watch wrestling.
Yeah, and then new matches for AEW Full Gear. I already paid for AEW Full Gear because I bought it in dude. I don't know. I like Fight TV came up to me and he's like, "Hey, would you like to buy all of AEW's pay-per-views for $40?"
You were like, "Yeah,"
and I was like, "Yes." So now I have all the pay-per-views. Oh, dude, every time they have a new pay-per-view, the pay-per-view gets cheaper for me. It's like, yeah, Tony, add some more.
Because you paid for the whole bundle.
Yeah.
And now if they add new, it's just bonus.
Yeah, so like every time Tony adds a new pay-per-view, I'm like, all right, per pay-per-view.
Meanwhile, in America, every time Tony adds a pay-per-view, $50.
Well, that's crazy. Because a lot of times, like I'll hear him.
I don't know what's going on. Oh God, the money. Oh no. Oh God, what's it doing? Stop it. Okay.
Was that you panicking over money, or was that just?
Yes, I have seizure.
No, but the thing is, too, like,
money and
I would always do reviews. And people like, it wasn't worth $50. I was like, dude, I paid like $11 for this. What is this $50 stuff, man? There's some advantages of living overseas, and there's some disadvantages. AEW pay-per-views way better overseas. Update card for AEW Full Gear. You got AEW World Championship, Jay White versus MJF, which is going to be effing fantastic.
Yeah.
Women's Championship, Toni Storm versus Shida. I'm just hoping it's not too gimmicked up. I want to see these two great women have a great match.
Yeah, I hope that they give them time.
I don't want to see Taguchi with tits.
I want them to have time. They're two good wrestlers. Give them time.
ROH World Tag Team Championship, 2-on-1 handicap match. Oh, I thought it was going to be a mystery opponent. That 2-on-1 makes me sad. You got the Guns and MJF. I thought
No, why would it be a mystery opponent?
Joe.
He's a tag team champion.
Cole,
He's the tag team champion.
I know, but I thought he would have a buddy come in, like Freebird's rule.
No, you can't Freebird rule just because.
I guess.
Usually you have to relinquish your title if you can't defend it.
All right, well, good luck, MJF.
I hope he wins.
Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne versus Sting.
Wait, he has to wrestle 2 matches again?
Yeah, at Full Gear. He has to wrestle Jay White and the Guns.
So he has to let the Guns soften him up in a 2v1 before his main event match against Jay White?
Yeah, wow. Fucking face MJF is a
I
sucker
don't know
compared
if
to
face
heel
MJF
MJF.
is smart.
Yeah. Why are
Face
faces so
MJF
dumb?
is not smart. He's like, I'll take everybody on. It's like, whoa, face MJF.
I mean, at least pace it out. At least put one on like Collision and one on the pay-per-view.
Nah, he's like, fuck it. I'm doing 2 matches in 1 pay-per-view again.
There you go. Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne versus Sting, Darby Allin, and mystery opponent. Darby Allin is injured, I think, from a stunt show.
Edge?
And Ric Flair will be ringside.
You mean Edge?
Is the mystery opponent Edge? It's gonna be.
It's
Edge.
definitely gonna be Edge.
No, it's Edge.
Did you not see the backstage segment where he went up to Edge?
I kid you not. You said Edge was on the show, and I fucking didn't even recognize him.
Yeah, Edge was backstage.
I just zoned the fuck out.
How bummed he was about how Christian's acting, and then Sting and Darby Allin come over, and Darby's like, "We've got a match," and blah 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 blah. He's not the Christian you love anymore. Blah 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 blah. And then Sting's like, "The problem is you got to learn how to see through guys like that. I know you want to have your happy ending, but look at me. I was in it with Lex Luger, and I was wrong. And look at Ric Flair out there, dirtiest player in the game.
Bus?
Blah blah blah." I don't know. He also brought up that Ric Flair was the dirtiest player in the game and taught him how to see through people like Christian. But yeah, definitely, it's gonna be Edge.
Oh yeah.
I'll be amazed if it's not Edge.
It's crazy that when you were going over the segment, my brain just clicked. But prior to that, I would have you can thank SidsLight. I would have never mentioned the Edge segment. Never in a million years. I would have fucking totally forgot that segment.
Nah, it was a decent segment. Well, I mean, it was okay.
I don't know.
It was as good as a segment with Darby Allin and it can be. Listen, I know the fan base loves Darby Allin. I hate him. I don't care.
I don't know. I don't mind Darby Allin. Just his promos are a bit weak sauce.
I think his promos are weak.
I think he's pushed a little too hard.
I think he sells amazing, but he's not good enough to be at the top of the card. Yeah, I think he's a mid-carder.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think I hate Edge more than I hate fucking.
I think Darby's being used correctly, but fans have a way higher evaluation of him than he should. Like, fans think he should be in the main event.
Yeah. They have that a lot. So,
no, Jeff Hardy Jr. should not be the main event.
So there you go. All right, I think that's it, boys. Overall, giving a win. We like where it's going. And Ric Flair. Woo! Any last words?
No, just that Roderick Strong, thank you for making me laugh every fucking week without fail. Holy shit, Roderick Strong. I never would have thought Roderick Strong would have become one of my favorite comedy guys in wrestling. I've always liked Roddy, but Roddy, you've become something amazing lately.
True story.
That neck brace gave you magic.
I've seen Roderick Strong since he was like a young kid in the wrestling business. Like when I met Roderick Strong, I was like, this kid's way too fucking young. Who's this jester shit? Yeah, he was a clown. Do you know his first gimmick ever was a clown? Do you know he has a brother named Cedric? Yeah. I think it was
he likes comedy. I knew he had a brother named Cedric.
Yeah.
Because when I played, back when we used to do Coco's Dream back in the day, and my solo save, I had Roderick and his brother booked as a tag team in my
Hell yeah, Strong Brothers.
Yeah.
Listen, you ain't down with Neck Strong unless you're down with the Strong Brothers. That's fair to say.
God, him heralding in. I might make that the thumbnail for the fucking video.
Sure, why not? We absolutely.
It's so good.
All right, I got 2 more reviews to do. 2 more videos. Happy birthday, rant and review. Me and SidsLight
Happy birthday
are going to be doing a podcast within 48 hours. But I think, Sid saw it.
Ideally.
I saw it. Yeah. Stuff goes wrong. And I'll be streaming on twitch.tv/KocoSports. I usually don't hard sell it, but I think I've been gone for like a month thanks to this jaw surgery.
Yeah, so tune in tonight. After Impact to KocoSports on twitch.tv/KocoSports to see KocoSports go live for his first taste of UFC 5, as well as dipping his toes back into the usuals with EBU of the NCAA and the Coco's Dream Universe on WWE 2K23.
Now you sold me up, watch me sell him up. And he's SidsLight on everything. Go check him out on Twitch. He's a raccoon. He goes on adventures. He plays NBA. He does so much. Dude,
You
I'm
just said
fucking
everything.
tired.
I said your link specifically.
I
I spelled it out.
twitch.tv
No,
/
it's too late. No, it's too late. No. The links.
SidsLight.
Listen, all the links are in the below. We put them in the descriptions.
So make sure. To
Also,
check
I think they pop up on the screen at the end of the video.
I think that would be right about now.
Yeah.
Go ahead, click away. Click away. Click on something.
Boop.
5, 4, 3,
Click that one.
2,
Gonna
1.
go away.
With
Gotta
that,
click it.
I am over.
Don't miss it.
Hey, boom, 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 boom. Happy birthday, rent and review. Ooh.